here we are with Barry at Shaddy's, and he's going to give us some insight on our concept.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name's Ari. I'm a USC member, a member of the Trojan family. I really appreciate this idea in general because I myself like to consume alcoholic beverages. But while I'm consuming, I don't like to just sit there and lollygag or sometimes spend my time doing unproductive things. So I like to consume alcohol and read, or consume alcohol, read, and write. However, I feel that a lot of the settings or a lot of the establishments that cater to my particular demographic aren't really taking our needs into consideration, because as you can tell at Shaddy's right now, we have a high level of students that like to consume and study, but the lack of division between the noisy area of the establishment and the area where people are just consuming alcohol becomes very blurred. So when it becomes very blurred, it makes it very difficult for individuals to be able to relish or to be able to enjoy themselves and their beverage as well as their study time. So I'm definitely a strong proponent of the idea. Again, my name is Ari, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you.
The strongest points about the concept are that it offers kind of, if you will, like a one-stop shopping where you'll be able to have a cup of coffee in the morning or in the afternoon and relax a little bit in a cafe environment. There'll be a cafeteria which will offer a larger selection of foods, and I think it would be great to do it almost like a family style with long tables and maybe some curtains or something to keep it warm. It will also help with noise reduction and maybe a little rug and softer furniture where the cafe would be a little bit more harder edge. And then the lounge and bar area, I think, would be great just as pretty much that, a kind of classic old school bar, maybe even some banquettes or old bar stools, and kind of make it a little rough around the edges. So you kind of have 3 different environments and 3 different ideas going on. So you could be in one place with 3 different choices.
So based on your experience as a chef, what advice would you give us?
Well, costs are always paramount in starting up a business. Every business plan I've ever worked with never comes in on budget, so I'd be very, very careful with that, and startup costs can be a much higher and a much more larger part of your percentage of your initial costs. So I would do everything I could possibly do to get volunteer work, maybe students who are doing some design work or architectural work might want to do some, have a project of their own, and they could do some of their own ideas and do it gratis, so you wouldn't have to lay out the money. But also say try to open as quickly as possible. Delays are going to happen. The longer you're delayed, the longer you're not bringing in any kind of revenue to start paying off your bills, to start paying your employees and stuff like that. I've opened establishments that have literally run out of money before they could even buy the food for opening days. So you have to be really careful with that. And again, restaurants are notoriously nickel and dime business, so your costs and your expenditures once you're open and operating, really important to keep track of that. That will get you at the end if your labor and your food costs and all of that. So very careful.
Great, thank you.